Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Sending a little precipitation in the forecast for this one. Nothing major, hopefully shouldn't halt the game at any point, but it is wet out there on the field.
One thing as a hitter, if you can bunt for a base hit, it's going to be a little slick for that infielder picking it up. You also have to remember over at first base, second base, wherever on the base paths, it's going to be a little bit slower track. So you have to be a little more cautious with your lead, or if you're going to steal, making sure you get a good jump.
It's the Toronto Blue Jays going up against the New York Mets. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about set to go. And on the mound in this one, Tyler McGill.
They're going to start this one with the opener because of the matchups. Very favorable. I think we're going to see him empty the tank with really good fastball velocity to try to retire these first three hitters.
Bo Bichette gets a chance to
Leading
hit.
off for Toronto, shortstop, Bo Bichette.
The 1-1.
Outside, that's a ball.
Pretty easy to give up on that pitch right there. Started on the edge of the plate with the spin. You know it's going to finish well off the plate.
Kicks and deals. There's a swing and a drive. This one looks like trouble. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he's into scoring position with a leadoff double. Maybe a chance for our first run here.
He was all over that one. That was maybe even a little off the plate, but no problem getting the barrel to it. Man, he does such a nice job, and that's what you're supposed to do with the pitch in that location.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The 1-1 is fouled off. Man at second. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away. Anthony Santander at the plate. Outside low, 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Swings through that.
2-2 count.
And that one in the air center field. Siri in position. Brings it in. And there's 2 away.
Batting fourth.
Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. This group was shut out their last game, so we're going to see if they can bounce back with a better effort here today.
And Boog, it can get in your head a little bit when you get shut out. You're frustrated. You're seeing that consecutive streak of innings you haven't scored, and you want to get off to a great start, score early, because if you don't, you feel like you could linger into 2 consecutive games, which no one wants to be a part of.
The 1-1. Way
That's
high.
a ball.
Runner at second, 2 down. And it's strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
On the ground, and it goes just foul.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
And that just misses.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, hit a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And that one popped in the air left field. Nimmo makes the grab. And that is that. One left for Toronto. Now the Mets will step up for their first shot in a scoreless ball game. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. Back here at Citi Field. And starting in this one, Kevin Gossman. What's the word on him?
It's got that splitter, and it's a pitch that swings and misses, come fast, and they come often. Very difficult to pick up out of his hand.
Now the batter now, Francisco Lindor. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. Next offering is in for a strike.
Yeah, we go beyond just the fielding percentage and what it looks like, but the ability to have a range and close holes that are normally there against an average defender. But this guy is special, and you can see it in his first step quickness.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Couldn't catch up to the heater. Here's Juan Soto. That one pushed foul.
Boog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the
swung on, belted. Santander racing after it. Hops over the wall, and that's an automatic double.
Well, there's something really nice about getting yourself an automatic double like that. You get to stroll into second base without having to worry about a throw or getting your uniform dirty. And now you're just looking for the next guy to kind of do the same thing. Maybe put one in the gap so you can jog home as well.
Here's Pete Alonso. High fly ball out towards left center. Santander sizing this one up. Snags it for the second out.
Batting fourth, left fielder, Brandon.
Here's a Mets lineup now. It features a great veteran presence, Francisco Lindor.
Simply put, Boog, I mean, one of the elite players in the game, arguably the best player in the game, just an absolute unbelievable talent. Always so much fun to watch him go out there and do his thing. Sit back and enjoy the show, and hopefully he's able to do something special in this one.
And a swing and a miss, down on strikes, and the inning is over. First frame of the night behind us, and it's 0-0. Top of the second. Here's the catcher, Alejandro Kirk.
Alejandro Kirk.
Turned on, but foul wide of third. And Captain Kirk goes down on strikes. And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. One down, base is empty. And a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Batting seventh.
2 down, base is empty. Will Wagner next up for the Blue Jays. That's off the inside corner. The count now 2-2. Line drive and foul ball. And that one a little below the knees. Full count now. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors. Down to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom half of inning number 2. Now it's the veteran outfielder, Starling Marte.
He's dealing with a great 2-strike hitter right here. The strikeout is not automatic.
Next offering is downstairs.
Boog, I'm not sure how he took that right there. I mean, that was an incredible 2-strike pitch.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Well, that slider was way out of the zone, and for me, it just comes down to not seeing the pitch out of the hand, not tracking it into the zone, and then also being a little bit anxious, not confident in your 2-strike approach. And so when a guy's in that position, you get him to commit early, and a lot of times you get the swing and miss, as you did right there.
And now it's Mark Vientos. Second inning here, no score. And a breaking ball misses outside. Outside, and that is ball 4.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
One down. Luis Torrens up now for the Mets. Next offering upstairs.
3 balls, 1 strike.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted in first base with a quick free pass.
Luis Angel Acuna up now for the Mets. Right through there for a strike. One out. Runners at first and second. Good job to fight that one off. Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field. He's got it, and there's 2 away. And now it's Jose Siri.
Keep an eye on this at bat, because even though it's early, it could change the outcome of this game. Look for your pitch and attack it.
Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. Stays alive. Close, but called a ball. And the count is 2-2.
That's one you always want as a pitcher. Down at the knees, and it looked to me like he's barking. That's a strike. Doesn't change the call, but sometimes it helps to let that frustration out a little bit.
And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
On to the third inning. Stepping in, Ernie Clement.
Ernie Clement.
Ball, that pitch is up.
Check swing, called strike. On the ground, right side. Toss to Alonso, and one away in the top of the third.
Well, a well-thrown slider like that one can be tough to get in the air. Good downward break on that one.
Alan Roden next up for the Blue Jays. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. Top of the third, no score. Ground ball to the right side. Alonso takes it to the bag. First two batters retired here in the top of the third.
Now batting, shortstop Bo Bichette.
So the batting order turns over. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Bo Bichette. Two outs. That's a little bit low.
Looks like he's being a little cautious with him in this at bat after doubling the first time up. Doesn't want to make another mistake.
And it's fouled away.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Way high with that one. And the count is filled up. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on deck for the Blue Jays. Two down, nobody on. That one is inside ball four. And I mean, oh, so close.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
Next offering is fouled back. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., that swing so reminiscent of his dad. Lots of pop. That's down and in.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hit on the ground to the right side. And that's just foul. Bichette off of first with 2 away. Check swing on the 2-2. Appeal to first. No swing. He held up. Darryl Parker with the call there. Payoff pitch. And down on strikes he goes. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. Blue Jays held in check. Still no score. And welcome back to the ballpark. And the batter will be the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2.
He just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. Hauls it in for the out.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Juan.
And next is the designated hitter, Juan Soto. He's a guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on base and slugging too. 1 out, base is empty. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike two.
Early in the
1 ball,
count, you have
2
to be
strikes.
real careful because of that power. But then if this hitter gets a strike or two on him, he's still very comfortable. And because he has the ability to get the barrel to the baseball, he's a threat deep into the count as well. Definitely made him chase a little bit out of the zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. This one could be trouble. Around first and hustling for second. And he's in with a stand-up double.
Everything came together for him. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good. Runner in scoring position now and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
So runner at second, 2 down. So up next for New York, Brandon Nimmo. Chopped left side. Bichette whips it to first on the run. Nicely done for the out. Mets leave one, and we're still knotted at 0. As we go to the top of the 4th, and now for the Jays, Anthony Santander. The 1-1 is fouled off.
He's been pitching well, but we'll see what kind of adjustment the hitters make this second time through the order. We'll know if he's got really good stuff in this one or not.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. Here's Andres Jimenez. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. That's in for a strike at 95, and a count 1-2. Swing and a ball drilled center field. Siri in position, and there's 2 down.
Up next for the Blue Jays, catcher
Alejandro Kirk next up for the Blue Jays. This guy, one of the best defensive catchers going. You talk about framing, the ability to block, catch, and throw. He is at the top of the game. 2 outs. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And a foul ball, he stays alive.
Really good athlete, and many times we talk about the feet of infielders. This catcher as well, really quick feet. He's able to recognize the pitch, see the trajectory, and get into a spot where he can block those balls and keep them from going to the backstop.
Two down, nobody on. Just missed.
Really impressive with the way he frames, the way that he sets it up, because sometimes those pitches are off the plate, but because he sets up and presents it so well, he steals strikes for his pitcher.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays, and we are still scoreless. Bottom 4, Starling Marte up to hit.
Right fielder, Starling Marte.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
In the air, out towards left center. Santander flashes the leather on the running catch.
Those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Next offering in there for a strike. 1-2. All tied up. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Swings and misses. Struck him out.
Up next for the Mets.
Digging
catcher,
in, Luis Torrens.
Luis Torrens.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss as he was late. Two out, space is empty. On the ground, right side. Fires over to Guerrero. And he has thrown 4 shutout innings. Nothing doing for the Mets. Through 4, still tied. Zip, zip. Back here in Queens, ready now for the 5th inning. Here's George Springer to start it off.
Center fielder George Springer.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Only 2 hits allowed so far tonight, Boog, so I don't think that one will disrupt his momentum all that much. You know, he's really been on top of his game, commanding his pitches all night long.
And next for Toronto, Will Wagner. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. And a count 1-2. Line drive. That's a base hit. Lead runner holds up. They're at first and second with nobody out.
Couple of singles back to back. That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
Go ahead run on base. Here's the third baseman, Ernie Clement. Late swing, fouled off. And there's the ball.
He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
Alan Roden in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8. And here comes the Mets manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Tyler McGill will depart, and that's an excellent job from the reliever in the starting role today. Gave him some length. Back with a new arm after this.
Now pitching for the
So out of the pen comes the right-hander, Kodai Senga.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of him. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
And now the right fielder, Alan Roden.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play. At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning-ending double play, Boog.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Just misses there.
Evidently not too impressed with that call, and it feels like he got squeezed on the outside corner, so he's making his case. You've got to be careful to pick your spots in terms of showing your frustration with the umpire, and he felt this was his time.
That one the other way. That's a base hit. Here comes Springer around third. He'll score. It's an RBI single, and it's 1-0. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
Two on, one out. Now it's the shortstop, Bo Bichette. 2 on, 1 out. Lifted in the air, out to left. Nimmo has it sized up. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's 2 down.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the next to hit. That's off the mark, and a count 2-1.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Splits the plate. 2-2 now. Action in the Mets bullpen. Danny Young preparing to come on if needed. Stanek also getting ready. So Vladdy Jr. strikes out. And we're back. John Shammy with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom 5, Luis Angel Acuna. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. Off to a good start for the leadoff nod.
Look, I don't think that pitch would have been called a strike, but he did such a nice job of pulling his hands tight to the body and just getting enough of the barrel on it to be hard enough back up the middle for a knock.
No outs, runner at first. Jose Siri will hit next. That one lifted to left. Santander in position. Makes the catch for the out.
Now batting, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
And now it's Frankie Lindor.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him. This is a great dynamic right here. Speedy runner at first, thinking about taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor. This might get interesting, dude.
On a strike, the pitch. The shortstop takes the ball. Movement in the bullpen. Nick Sandlin getting loose out there. Lucas warming up as well. Ground ball left side down the line, and it's foul.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
A laser to left base hit. They get it in quickly. So first and second now, 1 out.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws. Now a pretty big at bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
First and second, 1 out. Soto getting ready to hit. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
Runners at first and second with 1 gone. Last half of inning number 5.
That's a ball.
Just missing there. 3-2 now.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Man, I really like the ability to bounce back right there after not getting a call he probably should have gotten. He didn't let it affect his focus, and he came back with another good pitch to get him swinging.
So 2 down now, and here is Pete Alonso.
Really going after him here. All fastballs to get ahead in the count.
In the air, right field. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. 2 left for the Mets. They still trail 1-0. Back here at Citi Field. Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Anthony Santander.
Well, these Blue Jays putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They really made that opposing starter work in this one. Ran his pitch count up, and now they've got an opportunity to continue making things difficult on the bullpen.
Ground ball up the middle. Lindor. The throw to first. Leadoff man retired in the 6th.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Andres Jimenez.
And the batter now, Andres Jimenez.
And no, they haven't broken through in a big way in the runs column, but with the way they're grinding out at bats, it definitely feels like there's potential for more coming.
Pitch misses. Now 2 balls and a strike. Late with the swing there. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. One down, base is empty. Line drive, base hit.
Up next for the Blue Jays, catcher Alejandro
Kirk digs in now. Runner on the move. Pitching for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
You know, nights like this when it seems harder to score, I like the call to put him in motion and try to steal the base. Ball's not carrying, no home runs so far, so trying to manufacture some offense like this may be the way to go.
Move to second. Jimenez back on a dive. Jimenez over at second, 1 down. That one missing inside. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. And that misses. And it's a full count. And a swing and a miss. And now 2 gone.
3rd time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
Here's George Springer. Misses the zone, and he gets him to chase.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Springer swings through that one. It's a strikeout. That K is his 3rd of the game. So 1 hit is all they get. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 4, 5, 6 coming up. It's the Blue Jays 1 and the Mets 0.
Now pitching for
Back
Toronto.
now for the bottom of the sixth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Nick Sandlin.
And this is an important part of this game. Tight score and still a lot of outs to get. So they're looking for a big outing out of him right here to get some critical outs.
Here's Brandon Nimmo.
Well, these fans definitely want to get involved in the game. All it's going to take is to get the leadoff man or even a base runner on.
That one missed.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
Starling Marte in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. On the ground to first. Takes it himself. One away, bottom of the sixth.
Now batting, right fielder, Starling Marte.
Here's Starling Marte. The Blue Jays up by a run here in the bottom of the sixth. Swings through that one for strike two.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Outside low, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a slider, and there's 2 gone.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
Down to third baseman, Mark Vientos. 2 outs. And downstairs.
1 strike.
Next offering is fouled back. Swing and a ground ball. Fair ball. Now he'll turn for second. The throw in. And he's out.
Yes, you're out.
Cut down, and that ends the inning. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Danny Young. He's making his 4th appearance of the season.
81, Danny Young.
Leading off, Will Wagner. Right through there for a strike.
Well, on paper, it's favorable to have a fairly quick inning here with 2 of the 3 hitters he's set to face batting from the left side, same side he throws from.
Next offering misses, and the count is even 2-2. Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets, A.J. Minter, the left-hander, up and throwing. Garrett, a hard-throwing right-hander, up as well. Just off the inside corner, and now it's 3-2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. Ernie Clement next up for the Blue Jays. It's interesting, he plays kind of a power spot defensively, but runs pretty well. So when you're looking at that position, you're not expecting someone that has maybe above average speed, but he does. Off the plate inside, and it's 2-1.
And I think that skill set really upgrades the position, because when you have that kind of speed, it makes the whole team that much better.
One down, base is empty. That one fouled off, 2-2. What about him playing another position on defense, one that would require a little more range?
Absolutely, and I think if push came to shove where they had to make a move during a game, it'd surprise a lot of people. You might even be able to put him in center field.
Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. And it's caught for the out.
Now batting, right fielder, Alan Rodin.
Alan Rodin next up for the Blue Jays. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. To third. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Still manages a throw. And it's going to wind up out of play.
Now batting, shortstop, Bo Bichette.
So runner at second, 2 down. Bo Bichette up to the dish. Singy, he's got a history of coming through into big spots. I know I like to talk about, I'm not sure whether clutch actually exists, but you look at the numbers, and this guy always seems to deliver in those spots. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. waiting to hit for Toronto.
Well, I think it's the ability to assess the situation, understanding what the pitcher has, what he's trying to get people out on, and then being able to use the entire field.
And a foul ball.
If you're a guy that can only hit to one field, then you're really not going to be able to come through in clutch situations because pitchers are going to adjust. But because he's able to use the entire field, that's why he's so successful in these situations.
Oh, what a stop. Gathers and throws, and very nicely done for the out.
This guy's anticipation is off the charts. Don't see many shortstops better than that. Great job to complete the play and end the inning.
Now pitching for
We're
Toronto.
back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th.
93.
Jimmy Garcia. This is his 5th appearance of the year. Luis
Leading off
Torrens
for the
up
Mets.
now for the Mets.
Catcher, Luis Torrens.
Up and in, and now 3-1. Luis Angel Acuna in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. The game plan that he's sticking to, he's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there.
Now it's the second baseman, Luis Angel Acuna. Here's a 1-1. Way out front for strike 2. Activity in the bullpen. Jacob Barnes up and loosening in the pen. And there's a ball with a single base runner. Because of all the power, they are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead. Next offering upstairs.
Well, in this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Boo.
Jose Siri in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Very frustrating right there as a speedy potential base runner. When with 2 strikes, you just struggle to put the ball in play. You don't even have to get a hit at that point. You can help your team just by reaching on an error, but some way you got to find a way to shorten up the swing and put the ball in play next time.
Now it's going to be Jose Siri. Wagner to second. That's 1. Relay to Guerrero in time, inning-ending double play.
Well, the second baseman made that one look easy. Great feed to the shortstop. Shortstop completes the play. They get out of a jam, and they end the inning.
Now pitching for the New
Welcome
York
back,
Mets.
and a new arm on the mound to start
Number
the 8th.
75.
Reed Garrett.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Well, one-run game, and now for the Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Singy, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my
That's
bubblegum
ball
card.
two.
You'll see how hard it is. These
got
guys
two
are
balls,
great,
one
man.
strike.
They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the
Ball
outer
three.
half, those are the ones that become elite.
In the air to left center. Makes the grab, one away.
Now batting, left fielder, Anthony Santander.
So up next for Toronto, Anthony Santander. That one down the line, and it goes just foul. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Fires in time.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Andres Jimenez.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the Toronto cleanup hitter, Andres Jimenez. Now a high fly ball out to left center. Nimmo sizes this one up. And that is that. 3 up, 3 down for him there. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Blue Jays 1 and the Mets nothing. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Jacob Barnes.
These
Now
are the
pitching
spots
for
relievers
Toronto.
really make a name for
Number
themselves.
67,
Late and close.
Jacob
There's not much
Barnes.
margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Leading off for the Mets.
Nobody
the
out.
shortstop,
Lindor has a chance to tie it.
Lindor.
Looking to get the tying run on base. High fly ball right field. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter,
Juan Soto, the next to hit.
A lot of times you're looking for a guy to get that tying run on base, but because of the power, you want him to tie up the game with one swing here.
And that's outside. And it's 2-1. Action in the pen down there. Jeff Hoffman, the anchor of the staff, is getting ready to close this one out. One down, base is empty. And fouled off. That one way outside, and that's ball 3. Pete Alonso in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. And the tying run is on base.
His ability to draw walks has been something that's been part of his career since day one.
Looks like we've got a substitution at first. Mets going with a pinch runner, Tyrone Taylor. 1 down, runner at first. Pete Alonso up now for the Mets. Holding on to a 1-run lead here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Runner on the go. Swing and a miss. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag. And the tying run is now in scoring position. So the tying run at second. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again.
Well, if he's going to do something special right here, it's going to have to happen with 2 strikes.
Caught him looking for the K.
Well, even if you don't feel great about it, you got to swing the bat with 2 strikes in this situation. You've got the tying run out there in scoring position. Just put the ball in play. Maybe something good will happen. It just didn't look like he understood the situation.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Jacob Barnes is done, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute. Out of the bullpen for the Jays, Easton Lucas. He's
Now
making his
pitching for
second appearance of
Toronto.
the season.
Number 62.
Brandon Nimmo will hit next. Man on second, 2 down. And that is out of play.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, I want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. You're a little late, opposite field up.
Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job getting out of the jam.
All set to start the 9th in this one. Here's the Toronto catcher,
Leading off for the Blue
Alejandro
Jays,
Kirk.
Catcher, Alejandro Kirk.
And that's in the dirt. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Huascar Brazoban up and throwing. Stanek also throwing. Next offering in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Now batting, the
And the batter is George Springer. This ball's chopped on the ground. Lindor zips it across. That takes care of Springer.
Now batting, second baseman, Will Wagner.
2 down, base is empty. Will Wagner next up for the Blue Jays.
Not looking like they'll be adding any insurance runs heading to the bottom of the 9th, so it's going to be on the bullpen to hold this lead.
2 down, nobody on. Pitch is in the dirt, and that's ball 2. In the air, left field, down the line, and that is a foul ball. Two outs. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. And the Blue Jays go down 1-2-3. So they make short work of them there. 5, 6, and 7 will lead things off in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Blue Jays 1 and the Mets nothing. So they turn to their closer, Jeff Hoffman.
And we all know about his slider. It's just
Now
filthy,
pitching
man.
for
And
Toronto.
one of the better ones in the game, I'd say.
Number
Spin rate's
23.
very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Jeff Hoffman.
And stepping in for New York, Starling Marte. 1-run game, bottom 9. And a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
One, 2 now. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Slowly on the ground to short. Bichette Tosses across to first. One out, bottom of the ninth.
Now batting.
Deceptive
third
slider right there.
baseman,
Stayed in the tunnel a long time. Got that hitter out front. Rolled over it. Put it on the ground.
And next for the Mets, Mark Vientos. Looks like the weather could actually play a factor in this one. It's coming down pretty good.
Yeah, it is, and it's not too bad yet, but the field's not going to be able to hold up if the rain gets any worse than this. So keep an eye on the pitcher's mound as well, and the rest of the infield start to puddle up a little bit.
And that one ripped into right. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out.
Now
That's out
batting,
number 2.
catcher,
Well, off the bat, it looked like they might get that tying run on base, maybe even extra bases. No dice, though. A little unlucky on that one.
They're down to their final strike.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
Not close with that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hoffman is just 1 strike away. And that one is downstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
Swinging a foul ball at the plate. They'll do it again. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. And he's got it. Ball game. And the Blue Jays claim the win here behind some great pitching and defense.
Well, this one was all about the pitching and defense. Outstanding job of the pitchers, really attacking hitters, trusting what the catcher was putting down, and trusting the players standing behind him to make the plays defensively. Sometimes you want to see a high-scoring game, but sometimes you can appreciate the artistic beauty of what these pitchers did on the mound today.